Morning, folks. Today's soap is from Stirling. So this one here is called Pearberry, and as you could probably imagine from that name, that title, you're gonna be able to smell some pear and some berry, and it's a very, I guess you might say, bright scent. Great for a morning like this. We're gonna have the follow-up aftershave also, and got it whipped up here in a bowl that I got from Distinctive Goat. This one here is made out of walnut and cherry wood. That's what it looks like there on the inside. It's got grooves that spiral down towards the bottom of the bowl there. And I am using a brush from DS Cosmetic, and it's a flat top knot. Got it pretty creamy. It's not too terribly wet, so hopefully it's not dripping everywhere. It whipped up pretty nice. And I have a, maybe kind of hard to see the name on the top of that cap there, but this here is a Starling single edge. This is the version 2, and this base plate is the open comb base plate. And the best I can tell, the first version had what they refer to as a floating blade. That one there really, I struggled with it. And this one here's got a fixed blade. In other words, it's the back of this meets the top and the base plate meet together. The other one, when it met, the blade would be floating inside. This one here, it's in there pretty solid. I already put a hot towel to the face this morning. Use coconut oil as the Preshave oil. And back to the razor. I was a little slow getting this one here. Was unsure how it was going to turn out. This came out, I think, back in 2018. It's been out for a while. The original colors of the base plate, I think there used to be, one was purple, and I think the other one was green. And I guess you might say this is the latest color combination. But it's been shaving with it the past couple of days. Today will be the third day. And the blade I'm using is a gem blade, and it is Teflon coated. The first two shaves, it's for me, it's I guess you might say, more of a matter of paying attention to angle and pressure. The idea with this particular shaver is that the cap is angled, and that is the I guess you might say, the preferred method of shaving, the way it was designed. Caught that one just in time. Yeah, you can kind of tell. Back to bowl lathering. And it's been a while since I bowl lathered. It's been well over a month. Very much missed it. Excuse me. But at any rate, there it is, the open comb. The one of the first things I noticed is the fact that there's definitely a blade feel. It's not a, how you say, overly aggressive by any means, nothing like that. It's just that you do feel the blade. And for some folks, they may not appreciate that. Just something to point out. The shaves have been pretty good. I've had a lot of fun with the with my thoughts, I guess you might say, with the what a person might think when they first shave with this, because with the blade feel, it might be a bit scary. I would say pay attention to your pressure and your angle, and your shaves will probably go pretty good. The previous version, what I noticed, if I got a little careless and tilted one way or the other, I would end up with some scratches on my face. Nothing that actually would draw blood, it's just you could see the red marks that would be left. This one here, I haven't experienced that, and maybe I'm doing a better job of keeping things flat on my face. But I can say that this is a pretty easy going shave when it comes to single edge. It's just a person would need to be prepared for the blade feel. The blade, that it's not floating, just like the video would say. I've got a link down below to this shaver. As a matter of fact, it sold out pretty quick. The time I got the notification, I went ahead and ordered it, and shortly thereafter it was sold out again. The shaver itself is made out of aluminum. It's fairly lightweight, doesn't weigh a lot. Feels pretty natural in the hand. The very first time I shaved with it, I did end up with one weeper, and it was back over here. I think that had a lot to do with, I guess you might say, me adjusting to the pressure. Still got a little bit left on the face. The past two shaves with this, the way my experience was is that the with the grain pass and across the grain pass took off quite a bit. Third pass was closer to being a pickup pass, so it's fairly efficient. Like I said though, that blade feel, it is there. It probably will suit some folks that are used to shaving with the shavette or a straight razor that enjoys that kind of feel and are accustomed to it. If I remember right, this sells for about 40 bucks for the complete set. An open comb plate, a plate that's got a safety bar, cap and handle. At one point in time, he also had, Douglas had the just the two base plates. So in other words, if you had version 1, you could swap out the base plates and you'd be good to go. I got the complete set on this one here. This handles, it feels pretty nice in the hand for me. I do have, talk about a mail call. Gentleman by the name of Stephen Sprague had sent me a few razors and brushes, just really nice. Another gem razor, if you will, that razor takes a gem blade or a gem style blade, and Blackland Saber. It is a really nice looking shaver. Anxious to give it a try. And if you're wondering, I'm going to get back to for me, what I was considering a normal routine, in that I'm going to be shaving with shavettes a lot more often now. But with Ackman's razors, I wanted to spend some time with them, as well as trying to spend some time learning how to face lather. And for me, it is quite a challenge. It's getting better at it, getting more comfortable with it. I have definitely got some room for improvement, but I think I've got it down to the point where where I want to or needed to do a face lather, I could do one and be fairly comfortable with it. Face feels pretty good, and I think a lot of that also has to do with this soap. The soap, the way I whip up the lather is, as you can tell, it's not big and fluffy. It's very much a cream, and this soap makes my face feel pretty good. I just got pickups that's left. I could In other words, my against the grain pass is going to serve as a pickup, because once I come up with the shaver with the on the against the grain pass, is going to catch a lot that I got underneath my chin there. That's where the most of what's left. There's not a whole lot left. This is a pretty efficient shaver. I do like this brush. I like the flat top design. It sets well in my bowl. So in other words, when I go to put it in my bowl, I can just stand it straight up, and I like that. If you're a bowl lather, that's probably going to be something that you're going to enjoy about a brush that'll stand straight up if you don't particularly care to get soap all over the handle. It just stands straight up in the bowl. It's nice. At least you're able to keep the handle fairly clean. Not quite as slick. The way this is this shaver's designed, it does remind me of a hoe. But on an against the grain pass, in my opinion, my experience has been, is that it's very easy to maintain your angle. I am enjoying this shave a lot better than I did with the version 1. On the version 1, if you've seen one of my older videos, I had taken a piece of rubber and placed it in between the cap and the base plate to help give me the kind of shave that I was looking for. This hair suits me a lot more so. Yeah, that floating blade design didn't work well for me. I didn't like it. Didn't feel good to me. I think that was one of the reasons why I waited so long before I got this one here. I wanted to make sure that it was going to be what I expected it to be, as well as something that I would enjoy using. But I will have to say that I think I've got one right there. Will have to say though, I do enjoy my Gem Micromatics. My favorite amongst those three is the Flying Wing. It's the one with the, I guess you might say it's also referred to as a bullet tip. And it's a twist to open single edge shaver. And I really enjoy shaving with it. It is, I guess you might say, as it goes for the Micromatics, for me, it's one of the more easygoing shavers between the 30 of them. But I really do enjoy shaving with it. It's, the blade feel, I guess you might say, is reasonable. Not necessarily mild, closer to the medium, I would say, on the aggressiveness, but not to the point where it's not smooth. At least that's been my experience with it. If you hadn't seen Manning, SoCal Shave, you should watch his videos, especially this latest one. Blade made a world of difference in a shave, and that's true with just about any shaver, is that the blade will make a huge difference in how your shave will go. And finding that blade in a single edge is pretty important. Not that you have a huge selection either. Got my alum block here. I think it's getting pretty close to, I'm going to have to end up retiring what's left of this one, because I'm having a hard time hanging on to it. Just got a little bit of stinging on my neck, which usually, not always with a single edge shaver, do end up with some stinging. I think the Micromatic, the bullet tip or the Flying Wing, is about the only single edge that uses a gem that I don't end up with a little bit of stinging somewhere. I guess in a way you might say it demands your attention. And if you end up with a shave, I should go ahead and point this out. Jeremy, I was catching some of his posting. On a shave like this with a single edge or any other shaver as far as that goes, and maybe especially down on the neck, it's pretty easy to end up with some places that maybe didn't go quite as smooth as you'd hope to. This here to me just works wonders. Typically, in other words, I would put this on, for instance, overnight. Worked really well. Putting it on your neck where you may have had a rough spot where things didn't go quite as planned, or if you're a guy that has to wear a collar and a tie. This here, the biggest difference between this and the Nivea aftershave balm is that this is a thicker product as opposed to being liquid. This one here is a cream. And in my opinion, this sticks around longer and gives a better layer of protection throughout the day, and as well as the night, so it gives your skin a chance to heal up. To me, this really works wonders. And I have a smaller one that I put in my kit when I go traveling, just in case if I have a need to use it, I can use some. To me, that's how can you say, a lifesaver. It was just by happenstance that I think it was at CVS where they had some small containers of Nivea cream, and for me it's just a really fine product. Humphrey's Witch Hazel, what I got left of it here. I did find another one of these containers, a big one, and oddly enough, this one here is 16 ounce, and I guess you might say the normal size is 12, and I was able to pick it up for the big one for the same price as the smaller one. Thought that was awesome. I think I paid $5.99 for the big one, so I got another one lined up. But I have, my thought has been that when this one here gets emptied, without adding anything to it, I do have one. My wife had seen it at, I think it was at Marshall's where we got that at. It's called, I think, Quinn's Witch Hazel. And at the time when I got it, I didn't realize that one of the Kardashians had put it in a video, that's the witch hazel that she uses. So I got a famous one, if you will, and didn't know it. Go with some aftershave splash here. But this is really nice. The scent, to me, it's really spot on from the shaver that I'm looking for today. I did notice through my travels looking on the internet, went to a particular website, I think it's Razors and More, or Razor Blades and More. Can't remember the exact name. I'll have to look it up again. Especially if I go ahead and pull the trigger on getting one of the shavers. It's one that resembles a folding feather, except for it's the name of it's Matador, and takes, I think, some different blades. But anyhow, something I've been looking at, checking out, as well as it was mentioned by one of the comments on my videos about Broman. If you're unfamiliar with that, Broman, spelled just like just like I'm saying it. It is a single edge shaver, and if I'm not mistaken, it's out of the UK, and it's got a little bit different design in that you open up the plastic part like this, and then you place the blade in there. Got my eye on that one too, because that one there looks like it would be a pretty easy going shaver. Pivot head. Just throwing all that neat stuff out at the end of the video, huh? At any rate, hope everybody's doing well. Stay safe and smooth shaves to you.